Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District March 3rd special board meeting. I'm AESD Board President Juan Gabriel Alvarez, and I call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Spanish interpretation of the board meeting is available to attendees. Para español puede conectarse por teléfono a la siguiente manera. Llame al 304-918-0823. Cuando se le pida, introduzca el PIN o la clave 631-921-360 y la tecla numeral. Any member of the public has the opportunity to address the board in person during the agendized public session. Let's begin with board member roll call. To my right, we have Julie Yip.
Yes, here.
Board member Ryan Morales.
Hello.
Board member Mark Lopez.
Present.
Board member Jackie Philbeck, our board clerk.
Present.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the feedback out. And I'm Juana Alvarez, the board president. All right, time to move on to public speakers for closed session agenda items. All right, our first speaker is Emmy Arellano. Emmy, if you want to come up to the microphone. All right, will somebody interpret for her live on the mic? Yes, okay. All right, hi Emmy. Just to let you know that after, you have to get 3 minutes to speak, and when you have 30 seconds left, we'll hold up a yellow card to let you know that you have 30 seconds. And then once you see the red card up, that's your time is up. Okay, thank you.
Hola, buenas tardes a todos. Muchísimas gracias por darme este tiempo. Les voy a decir mi comentario. Como madre de un estudiante en este distrito y apoyo para madres, considero que en estos momentos hay temas con mucho más prioridad en nuestra comunidad. Considero que deben poner más atención.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank you for this time that you're giving me for my comment. So as a mother of a student in this district and support for parents, I consider that in these moments there are topics that are of higher priority in our community that I consider that we should prioritize.
Las decisiones que impactan a nuestra comunidad deben tomarse con transparencia y equidad. La estabilidad y el liderazgo en la educación son esenciales para el bienestar de nuestros estudiantes y familias.
The decisions that have an impact on our community should be taken with transparency and equity. The stability and leadership in education are essential for the well-being of our students and our families.
Confío mucho en que la junta directiva evaluará esta situación con responsabilidad, priorizando siempre el interés de la comunidad, respetando los procesos institucionales.
I have great trust in that this board has evaluated the situation with responsibility and given priority always to the best interest of the community and with respect of the institutional processes.
Nuestra voz y participación son clave para fortalecer nuestra comunidad. Si hay conflicto de interés aquí en nuestro board, creo que debemos revisar el desempeño, compromiso y resultado de todos los miembros del board, valorando siempre la voz de la comunidad y teniendo como objetivo el mejor interés para nuestros niños y sus familias.
Our voice and participation are key to strengthen our community. And if there's a conflict of interest, we should think about the performance, the commitment and the results of all the members on this board, and always valuing the voice of this community, keeping in mind the goals for the best interest of our families.
Muchísimas gracias por su tiempo.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, I think she was finished. She was finished. Yeah, we would have reset the clock for another 3. Yeah. Okay, Dennis Bildo or Bildo? Bilodo? Dow? I'm sorry.
No, that's perfect. Of course. Thank you. Good evening, board members. My name is Dennis Bilodeau, and the last time I came here was a little over 6 years ago to watch Mr. Lopez being sworn in. I'm speaking on the closed session item because I have to assume it's in regards to the action that you may take later tonight, and I believe that action is unlawful. I have served in public office for 25 years, and from time to time, I've had disagreements with some of my colleagues, whether it be on a city council or a water board or a commission. And I would have loved to have the opportunity to remove people that I had a disagreement with, for whatever reason it might be. But I never had that power, and neither do you. You cannot remove Mr. Lopez. It would be convenient, it'd be nice, but imagine if districts or councils had that power in California. We'd have a new city council makeup every Tuesday night. That's why these matters are very tightly described in the government code, government code 1099 to be specific. Your legal counsel may cite a case, which was the city of Lawndale. That's the last city council that actually internally removed someone because of a residency issue. But that was in 2001. But in 2005, the legislature put Government Code 1099 on the books. And 1099 is the process for removing someone if, in fact, it's deemed they have an incompatible office. And that's the only way you can do it, and that's through seeking a quo warranto through the Attorney General. If you were to try to remove Mr. Lopez tonight, he could seek an injunction, and that'd be granted immediately, because this board just simply doesn't have those powers. Government Code 1099 prescribes that you have to follow Section 803 of the Code of Civil Procedures, and that is the section that prescribes that the Attorney General has to opine on those matters, and then a judge has to make that decision. So I would urge you to use caution tonight, prudence. I know that you're all dedicated to the mission of this district, which is to provide a great education for these students, and I congratulate you all for spending your time here and doing just that. Your facilities look fantastic, and I'd urge you to carefully consider that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Last speaker for closed session items, Maritza Bermudez, come on up. If you can make sure to start the clock when she speaks, please.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Board members, cabinet, and community. My name is Maritza Bermudez, parent of 3 students in this district, and I am here to strongly oppose the removal of board member Mark Lopez. This rushed and unnecessary decision is a distraction from what truly matters: our students' academic success and meaningful family engagement. In all my time working alongside parents, students, and educators in this district, I have not heard any concerns or negative attention towards Mark Lopez as a board member. If there is truly a concern, then transparency and community input should be prioritized, not rushed decisions that leave families scrambling for answers. The urgency of this meeting has made it incredibly difficult for families to show up and make their voices heard. Why was a special meeting called when there is already a scheduled meeting next week? What is the urgency that justifies limiting family participation? Furthermore, I want to emphasize the district's communication platforms, including social media and Parent Square, should be used to properly inform our school communities about critical decisions and meetings like this one. Do we need to be checking the district's website every day to know about meetings like this one? I don't have the time to check every day. Families deserve to be engaged in the process and not kept in the dark. If we are serious about prioritizing family engagement, we cannot selectively apply it when it is convenient. Lastly, the claim of a conflict of interest does not hold. If we are using this reasoning, then we must also scrutinize other board members who have had to abstain or recuse themselves from votes. Sometimes we have seen happen multiple times without question because they sit on other governing bodies like nonprofits and commissioners, with organizations holding MOUs and contracts with this district. This selective targeting is unfair and sets a dangerous precedent. At a time when we should be focused on uplifting student achievement and strengthening school community partnerships, we are instead caught in political maneuvering that does nothing to benefit our students. Mark Lopez has been a committed advocate for families and schools. Removing him now is not just a loss for this board, it is a loss for our entire community. I urge this board to reconsider and refocus on what truly matters, our students, our families, and the future of our schools. I have 40 seconds, so I'm gonna add something really quick. I did ask to have Mr. Jesse Chavarria look into a claim that was made about Mr. Juan Alvarez about not being in attendance at a conference. I was not happy with the response that it has been handled, but do we as a public have an opportunity to find out those findings of what it is? Because that for me is not transparency, if we're talking about transparency, right? Making sure that if nothing went wrong, share it. And if there was something wrong, share it too. And, just, make it clear to everyone. But just saying that we don't, we've handled it is not good enough. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to adjournment to closed session. In closed session, should we move, we would be conferencing with legal counsel. We have one case to discuss. Do I have a motion to move to closed session?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All right, all in favor of moving to closed session, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
No.
Abstentions? Okay, so it looks like, Brian, did you say yes or no? I didn't hear. Okay, so we have a 4-1, we're moving to closed session. Before we go to move to closed session, I do have a statement I want to read. I want to offer a few comments about Mr. Mark Lopez. He has served our students and staff and community with an incredible passion, intelligence, integrity. Every member of this board respects Mark for all his work, and that's just the fact. Okay, the board here has a fiduciary responsibility to discuss the implications of a trustee holding 2 elected positions that serve overlapping boundaries. Our discussion will be based on the law and our legal obligations, not our personal and professional fondness and deep respect for Mark. All right, and just make it clear, we're not removing Mr. Lopez. He chose to remove himself when he took a different position. All right, with that, we're going to move to closed session. Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Anaheim Elementary School District March 3rd board meeting. I am Juan Gabriel Alvarez. I'm ASD board president. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 7:07 p.m. This meeting is being conducted in person and by means of live video broadcast on our Anaheim Elementary YouTube channel for members of the public. Spanish interpretation of the board meeting is available to attendees. Para español puede conectarse por teléfono de la siguiente manera. Llame al 304-918-0823. Cuando se le pida, introduzca el PIN o la clave 631-921-360 y la tecla numeral. Let's begin with the flag salute. We'll have Superintendent Jesse Chavarria lead us in the flag salute. Thank you. Introductions and roll call. Let's start with Julie Diep, board member to my right.
Present.
We have board member Ryan Morales,
Hello.
board member Mark Lopez,
Good evening, everyone.
board clerk Jackie Philbeck.
Good evening.
Again, I'm board president Juan Alvarez. To my left, we have Superintendent Jesus Chavarria.
Hello, everyone.
Also to my left, I have Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Dina Mellon.
Good evening.
Dr. Yadira Moreno, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services.
Good evening.
Matthew Slusser, Assistant Superintendent of Administrative Services.
Good evening, everyone.
Over here to my right, we have Belinda Gordillo, Communications Coordinator.
Good evening.
We also have Yesenia Mancha, Senior Administrative Assistant.
Good evening, everybody.
And to the back, we have our interpreters, Alina Avelar Garcia and Mary Madrigal. And in the back in the booth, we have our technology support technicians, Carrie Robertson, Tony Rincon, and Rajazi Zavala. All right, report of closed session action taken. There is none. Let's move on to the adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
I'll go ahead and second that. Any discussion? All right, all in favor to adopt the agenda, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries 5-0. All right, now we're moving on to public speakers. Speakers on agenda or non-agenda items. Looks like we have a couple. All right, first we have Efraín Oquendo. You can come up to the mic. Hi, Efraín. Just so you know, you have 3 minutes to speak. After you have gone to 2.5 minutes, you have 30 seconds left. We'll hold up a yellow card to let you know you have 30 seconds. And once you are out of time, we'll turn to a red card, okay? Go ahead.
Understood.
All right, thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for hearing me out. I just want to say I'm a coworker. I work at Gilbert High School for Anaheim Union High School District, and I want to just show support for Mr. Mark Lopez. This man comes to work every single day. He's a dedicated educator. He provides strong curriculum. He connects with the kids. I want to let you know that every day during lunch, he lets the kids use his room to eat during his duty-free lunch. So this is a man that goes above and beyond for his students. He's the hardest working union rep at our school. Okay, he follows protocol and he leads by example. Okay, I'm not going to take very long here, but this man is faithful to the community of Anaheim. One more time, this man is faithful to the community of Anaheim, and removing him from the school board would be a big mistake.
Thank you. All right, our next speaker is Ryan Bent. Again, you have 3 minutes. When you have 30 seconds left, we'll hold a yellow, and then when your time is up, it'll be red. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to come by to keep you all from committing a huge mistake. I'm very concerned about this entire process. I don't believe it's your decision to make. Ryan Bent, I'm a trustee for the North Orange County Community College District. And I have looked very carefully at a lot of these kind of cases about you're actually allowed to have two elected official offices at some points. Sometimes there are clear conflicts. In this case, there is not one. When you look at the elementary school district and the community college board, I can tell you in the 8 years that I've been a trustee, I've not seen your name on my agenda once. There is no conflict. There is no automatic reason that you would need to step down from this office without an AG investigation or determination. It is 100% the Attorney General's job to do this. They make these decisions. They will, at least if they think it's clear as you say it is, they would just issue a simple letter. If it's not clear, they would issue a full investigation, and then they would file a report, which actually would help every elected official in the state to understand if there's a conflict. There's actually a substantial gap between these two entities, and as far as I know, the only time this kind of thing has been looked at in the past was a letter that came out in the 70s before I was even born. This absolutely needs to be sent to the Attorney General's office, and if you haven't, that's on you. It's not on Mark Lopez. It should be on the trustees and the district in this case, because in this country, this is not a criminal investigation or anything like that, but you're innocent until proven guilty. The burden is on you to prove he can't be in this office. And could you imagine the constitutional crisis that will happen if you dismiss him or kick him off this board and replace him, and later the Attorney General finds out that the offices are not incompatible? Then what? That would put you in a horrible situation as a district. I strongly encourage you not to do that. If there was a trustee in this situation, and Mark is completely pushed in the corner here, but if there were trustees that were voting to defame my character in this way, unfortunately, the last thing a trustee ever wants to do is sue their own district or to sue their fellow trustees, but he should hold you personally liable for this because you are defaming his character. You do not have the authority to do this. I've watched your meetings, and you seem to be very adamant that you have the authority to do this. You're getting very bad advice from your attorneys right now. Your attorney is not the Attorney General. So I strongly encourage you to take a step back, slow things down, get an opinion from the Attorney General, which is also not even binding. It can go to court from there. But they have the authority to make an opinion that I think you could base a decision off of. And I think you should really step back and consider doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to action calendar. Item A1, it's recommended the Board of Education approve the discussion and take possible action on resolution 2024-2540 declaring a vacancy for the trustee seat representing trustee area 4, initiating the provisional appointment process to fill the vacancy. Do I have a motion? I have Ephraim and Ryan.
The other form had both. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir, what's your name?
Dennis Bilodeau.
No, I only have one from the closed session item.
Yeah, I know, but if you look at the number, I put this number as well. The other two numbers are on there?
Fine.
Okay.
3 minutes, that's fine, I'm sorry about
I
that.
just I didn't fill out two forms. Waste paper.
I get you, go ahead,
Practical.
sir.
Thank you. I wanted to urge the board to not take this action tonight. All of you have sworn to uphold the laws of the state of California when you took your oath of office, and the law could not be clearer. In this instance, if there's a question that Mr. Lopez's office are compatible, Government Code Section 1099 lays out the process. The process says the Attorney General must then be asked for his opinion, and then if his opinion is such that they are incompatible, then it could go before a judge. This board does not have that power. I can assure you of that. All this is going to result in is legal fees, because what will happen is Mr. Lopez can then go to court this week, and he will get an injunction against you, and the loser pays. You will have to pay all his attorney fees, and this gentleman's attorney fees. So you'll be wasting district resources. And again, I am aware that there is no case law nor attorney general opinion on point on this specific fact pattern. No one has had the audacity like Mr. Lopez to be on an elementary school board and then run for a community college district, I guess, because that question's never been asked and it's never been litigated. And I'm also aware that you could not find a contract or an agreement between your districts. So the incompatibility of public office, it's very simple. It's a 3-question test. Question 1, Either of the offices may audit, overrule, remove members of, dismiss employees of, or exercise supervisor authority over the other board of office. That doesn't exist, obviously. Question 2, based on the powers of the jurisdiction of the offices, is there a possibility of a significant clash of duties or loyalties between the offices? Clearly not. And the third question is public policy considerations make it improper for one person to hold both offices. That's the test. That's the government code, 1099. And again, you don't have the authority to remove Mr. Lopez from office. Only a judge can do that. The Attorney General can't even remove him. A judge has to do it. So I would encourage you to use prudence and caution in your decision making tonight, because what you're going to do is just incur a lot of legal fees. You've already voted to seek a quo warranto, and you should do that because that is the process. That's the law in California. You don't have special powers to do this. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right. I'll reread the item. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the discussion and take possible action on Resolution 2024-25/40 declaring a vacancy for the trustee seat representing trustee area 4 and initiating the provisional appointment process to fill the vacancy. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Yip,
Second.
second by Philbeck. All right. I'll go ahead and start the discussion. I have a lot of points I want to make as we move on to figure out what we want to do here. As we address this important topic on the status of Board Member Lopez, we just want to reinstate the fact that, yes, we agree. He's been a dedicated, highly respected board member to this board. His service and contributions to our students, staff, and community have been invaluable. And we say that from the bottom of our heart. We've loved serving with Mark Lopez. The issue before us is not a question of personal opinions or performance, but rather a legal and fiduciary responsibility that the board must uphold. Under Government Code Section 1099 and our board policies, holding a seat on both the Anaheim Elementary School District Board and the North Orange County Community College District Board has been determined to be legally incompatible. Despite this legal reality, Mr. Lopez has chosen not to voluntarily resign, which places this board in a position needing to take formal action to uphold its fiduciary duty to the district, to the students, the staff, and the community. As board members, we take an oath to uphold the law, like was stated earlier, and act in the best interest of the school district and the students we serve. Allowing an incompatible office holder to remain seated would create legal risk and potential governance conflicts that could impact the district's ability to function effectively. We have sought legal guidance, which has been shared with Mr. Lopez several times, and we have determined that it is clear that the board seat must be declared vacant. The decision is not a reflection on Mr. Lopez's service or his commitment to our school and or our community. We deeply appreciate his dedication, his leadership, and many positive impacts that he has had during the time on this board. The board must act in accordance with the law and move forward with the process to officially declare the seat vacant. We remain committed to ensuring a smooth transition and will follow all proper procedures for filing the vacancy in a timely and transparent manner. Our focus remains on the needs of our students, our staff, and our community, and we will continue to work together to serve them with integrity and with purpose. We recognize that this is a difficult situation, and we regret that we have to take this action. However, our duty is clear. We must ensure that our governance remains in compliance with the law. We thank you, Mr. Lopez, for your service, and we actually look forward to the work that you're going to continue on the Community College Board. That's what I have to say according to this item here. Does anybody have any other comments to add?
All right. Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to start by thanking all the members of the community, colleagues, former coworkers, parents, staff who are here, and for their taking away time from their families, their friends, hobbies, whatever it may be, to exercise their First Amendment right to speech. I do want to just thank my colleagues here as well, because while we've had some policy disagreements in the past, There are some instances where there is a very clear statement in the law, and it's been mentioned in public comment already, is that the Attorney General can give an opinion about incompatible offices, and a judge would be the one who rules on that. I won't reiterate all the public comments, but essentially the board here cannot make that determination of incompatibility. That's something we already voted on in January in terms of having a vacancy and seeking a quo warranto. It seems like it's a redundancy now that we're voting on it a second time in 2 months. So that decision's already been voted on by a board majority, and that's something that I think that the process of seeking an Attorney General opinion should proceed, and once upon receipt of that opinion, decide the next step. So I will just conclude my comments on that.
Okay, any others? Okay, all right, let's go ahead and go to vote. Let's do a roll call. Trustee Yip,
Present.
I'm sorry? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Morales,
No.
Lopez,
No.
Philbeck,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. Motion passes 3-0. All right, item 2, it is recommended the Board of Education approve the discussion and action to, 3-2, I'm sorry. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the discussion and action to appoint a governing board ad hoc committee to verify applicant eligibility for the board membership and announce eligible candidates. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Philbeck, second by Yip. Okay, so essentially what we're looking to do here is have a discussion about 2 of us. It has to be less than 3 board members on a committee, just to vet the applications as they come in when we're appointing somebody here. We're just making sure that the applicants are meeting the minimum qualification, like age, residence, things like that. So an ad hoc committee would just be 2 of us. And do we need to vote on who they are here, or we're just saying, hey, staff, we need to form one?
You can select them here, or you can give me the authority to reach out to see who's interested in doing that.
Okay.
But it can be more than 2.
Okay, I would defer to the rest of the board members. Would you rather have some time to think about it, get a call from Jesse, or do you guys want to discuss who might be interested right now?
I do think that our president should serve in that capacity.
Okay.
And then after that, I don't really have an opinion on who else. But I do think our president should possibly be on that discussion committee.
Would anybody else want to decide now, or we can wait till later? I'm okay with having Jesse reach out to us at a time we got to think about it, and then see if you want to join.
I think just an additional time for me.
Okay, sounds good. We'll go ahead and hold off. We'll hold off on that if we should vote this through, okay? Sound good? All right, I'm good with that. All right, let's go ahead and vote on the item. Let's do a roll call again. Let's go with Yip.
Yes.
Morales?
No.
Lopez?
No.
Philbeck?
Yes.
And I vote yes. So the motion passes 3-2. Okay, that being said, we're going to adjourn our meeting. Our next regular board meeting is Wednesday, March 12th. We'll see you then. Thank you very much. Have a good night.